Welcome to the court. This is Acker at Basketball.
Hello and welcome to the Acker at Basketball podcast. I'm your co-host Curtis D. Acker.
And I'm Mark Acker.
Welcome to episode number 10 now, so we finally hit double digits for this season, in season 3. We're going to go through UNA today and West Georgia, which we've actually had scripted for quite a while. It's just life's been getting in the way here, so we haven't recorded it yet, and Now we're getting to that. We'll get it out to you. So, before we start off with those two teams, we do have some announcements to make. One being EKU. They signed another freshman in 6'4" guard Trey Coles. He's from Hargrave Military Academy. That might sound familiar to another player from Lipscomb. Go back and watch our episode so you can figure that out. Also from Trinity Episcopal High School in Richmond, Virginia. He was as a senior, Coles posted 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he's a lengthy lefty, loves to shoot the three ball, demonstrates a lot of unselfish court awareness with the ball in his hands, not just without it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and also, so Jacksonville, we did our Jacksonville episode. We missed 3 players, so we want to give those guys a shout out now. Jalen Jordan, first of all, Flagler College transfer, which is in St. Augustine, Florida. So not a big move for him, which is in the D2 Peach Belt Conference. 6'8", 240-pound senior. Also, he's from nearby Hilliard, Florida, so he has really played his whole college career nearby. Averaged 13 points, almost 8 rebounds, started all 27 games while playing for the Saints last season as a junior. 2 years before that, also played for Georgia Southwest State University, making over 54% of his field goals all 3 seasons. Another big body.
Strong number there, too.
Yes.
Then we also have St. Augustine's Roman Lowe. He's a freshman guard at 6 foot. He graduated high school in 2024 and spent last year at the University of Central Florida, actually.
Right. And finally, last but not least, Jason Thirdkill Jr. Played at William Jewell Division II, 6'7" senior guard. How about this? 29 points last November, his career high. Averaged 17 points, a little over 7 rebounds a game. So again, another guy who can really bring it. He's also conference all-defensive, made on the all-defensive team last year. That seemed to fit Coach Mincy's kind of mode there, right? So
absolutely,
another great asset to the Dolphins.
Tenacious defense, as per
That's right.
usual. Now we'll move into our North Alabama Lions portion of the episode. So we're going to start off with the guys that exhausted eligibility. First off, we've got Daniel Ortiz. He spent 2 years at North Alabama. His junior year was at UAB, and then he also was back at UNA for his final season. Finished as UNA's 9th overall leading scorer, school record 292 three-point shots last season, 13.6 point average over his 3 years at UNA, and had a career-high 32 points in his sophomore season when he made 10 three-pointers in a single game. Crazy stuff from Ortiz. He was a consistent reason why they were involved offensively all year this year.
Oh, he could really light it up when he got hot, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Major on fire. Well, moving on to Tay Fields. He's from Opelika, Alabama. Played 3 seasons at Western Missouri, and last season, his final year with the Lions. Career high 32 points his junior season, but last year, just a do-it-all guy, right? 11.6 rebounds, or points, 9 rebounds, almost 4 assists, over a block, over a steal per game.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You said junior season. Senior season. Tay Fields only played 1 year at UNA.
Yes. Oh, I misspoke. Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Anyways, yeah, so short of great season. He was the ASUN Newcomer of the Year, 2nd team All-Conference.
Oh, gosh.
To add on to his many accolades.
When you're as dynamic as he is, also as well, he had 2 games in almost 20 points, or not 20 points, 20 rebounds, 18 points versus Austin P.
Yeah.
Or I keep saying points because it's just so common to say points for when you get that high of a number. You never hear that number of rebounds in a single game.
No. The guy could just dominate.
Absolutely. You
specimen.
misspoke earlier. I keep speaking right now. It's ridiculous.
Shaking the rust off. Folks.
Absolutely.
Who's next?
Well, let's go to Will Susie. So, really, what didn't he do at North Alabama? 151 career games played, most in school history, by the way. Career numbers, 45% in field goal percentage, 36% from beyond the arc, 7.4 points, 3.4 rebounds. Had a career high 23 points in his sophomore year, early in 2022 of those numbers. And last season, he also posted career highs in minutes, points, rebounds, but everything.
Just say everything. Yeah, it's
everything. He had a fantastic final year.
Yeah, he really kept
the Lions. This team left an impact from what I think will carry over for a long time for UNA.
No doubt. No doubt. Heart and soul kind of guy, right?
Absolutely. Let's move into the transfer outs, though, because we're still losing.
Exactly. Right. So only
players.
one minor player named Jakari Lane. Maybe we've heard of him. Rising senior point guard. He's going to Texas A&M. Great for him to see him kind of, obviously elevate to a big time program. 4th all-time leading scorer in school history, dating all the way back to 1948. He was a 2-time first-team ASUN selection. Last season, 17 points, 4 assists, 41% from long range. His 604 points, Curtis, was 5th all-time in the season at UNA. And also 139 assists, school record.
Yeah, he earned his call-up to the Power 5.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
He was incredible to watch all
Good for
season.
him. Big voids to fill. We'll list off now players that
Some of those
coming in.
Absolutely. So we got Keter Bodie first off. He's from Bishop State, which is a JUCO school. He's from Augusta, Georgia. The product is 6'3" as a guard. Played 2 seasons with Bishop State, and that's in Alabama, of all places. He had 51 starts in those 2 seasons out of 60 games played consistently in that starting 5. 21.3 points, 35% from beyond the arc, 83% from the line as well, and 45% overall from the field. Great numbers there. 6.5 rebounds as a 6'3" guard. So you love to see that kind of get that flash of Fields there. 2.8 assists as well, 2 steals a game.
Yep.
I mean, great numbers, and a block as well.
Right.
Great numbers coming from Bishop State. Now, I see Keter coming in and making a big impact immediately for this UNA.
Oh, and he's going to have to. We'll talk about it a little bit more coming up. But, with only 4 big names leaving, it's, and there's some good talent
that stayed.
Right, of course. But, these guys are going to have to come in and fill some big voids as well.
Absolutely. So someone's got to step up for these huge numbers that Ortiz, Fields,
Susie and Lane. Yeah.
Lane, all of them put up numbers and impacted the game in different ways and on a huge level. And I think they have the pieces interior and what they're getting here.
Exactly. We've already talked about our second transfer in DeAndre and Tank Washington in a previous episode, but we'll just briefly review that. 6'6" wings, 2 years at Coastal North Alabama JUCO school. Really inside presence, 62% field goals made. Didn't really shoot the 3. Even at 6'6", 6'7", but certainly was a massive presence inside in his career at JUCO.
Kind of reminds me of a guy that the team we're going to talk about next had pop off for them last season. If you are a fan of the ASUN, you probably know who I'm talking about.
Right.
But let's move into the freshmen coming in for UNA. So 4 in, 4 out. First for the freshman is Cortez Graham Howard. 6'5" guard from Nashville, but has the ability to play out in a lot of film. Saw he was playing the big spot, and then he also averaged in that time being in there 17 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists as a senior as well. Won a state championship in that senior season, and he was a TSSAA, Class 4A Mr. Basketball finalist.
Right. Yeah, great high school career there, numbers-wise, and certainly showed off with that award or towards the
I like the versatility out of Graham Howard. I think there's a lot of different ways he can be developed.
Yep, agreed. And last but not least, 6-foot guard from Hueytown, Alabama, Braylon Patton. Alabama sports writer's second team All-State selection. His senior season in high school, Curtis, 24.4 points per game, almost 5 assists, almost 5 rebounds, and almost three steals a game. So a do-it-all guy, and he can bring it. He can bring it. He's got some game, and fearless. What I saw of him, some of the highlights I saw, he's pretty fearless.
Absolutely. Well, he's got a bag when he goes to the hoop.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
All right, you want to do our takes now? Would you like to start us off?
Sure, I'm happy to. Here's the thing. I just talked. I just talked up Braylon Patton, but here's the thing. I don't feel like they with the incoming players. I'm talking about strictly here. They didn't bring in a point guard. I feel like he brought in scorers. I don't know if they brought it. My gut is that there's not a true point guard like Jakari Lane, right? Not that you can replace him in one snap, of course. So, but I think they brought in like I said, playmakers.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, scorers, not necessarily playmakers in terms of distributing the ball. That's what I think they brought in, just scorers. I misspoke there.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I went along with it.
Right, exactly.
I was going to let you get through.
Last year, the Lions led the ASUN with only 8.9 turnovers per game. Again, Jakari Lane, you can contribute a lot to him. Tay Fields, right?
Everyone took care of the ball.
Can they duplicate it? It was a huge part of their success last season. Yeah. How are they going to? Are they going to be able to stay in that area there?
Well, and the guys that we talked about, though, we talked about steal numbers.
Right.
So maybe foreseeing that.
Yep.
Poole went out and got some guys that could maybe help force turnovers a little bit more.
Right. They may have
counterbalance that.
Stuff. Exactly.
And here's my counterbalance, just real quick.
Yep.
To your not a true point guard statement. They didn't have that last year. Lane, Ortiz, neither one was really a true point guard. They were both scoring guards.
True.
So I think they can make that work again.
I think that nothing against Tay. I thought Jakari was really good at taking what the defense gave him. In other words, if they doubled him, he would dish it off, and because he had a lot of assists. Right, he was career high for school set a record for most assists in the season.
Right.
But I agree with you. He's more of a scorer.
Yes.
Right, than a true.
I would say his first impact is
exactly.
I'll score if scoring's not an option.
It's a scoring point guard. Right. That's really what he was. Right. So
that's true. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So tell me about your other points with this overall team look.
We talked about a little bit about Tank. He's gonna be active inside player. I don't think there's any real new shock to that. Good player. I think he's gonna fill a nice void there. And finally, I think Graham Howard, probably a developmental year is my gut on him. I think he's got to grow. It seemed to me like watching his high school film. What worked in high school may not be there easily for him in college.
Interesting.
So I think to see him work into that.
I just thought the speed of things needed to go up from Graham Howard. I do agree that it might be a developmental year for him.
Right.
But yeah, just maybe a speed thing. For him, but I think he's a guy too that it seemed like he really played well in the role that he was playing for his high school team.
Right.
Like they needed him to fill a specific niche for what they were going for, and he did that really well. At least in the game film that I saw. I was
watching him off ball, like so if a play that didn't involve him directly or defensively, if he was off ball, like it looked like he was sort of just there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true. I need more of this.
Yes, I need more action. Right.
Well, I just need hands up.
Yep.
I saw hands down a lot on the defensive end.
Right.
I need
Stay
hands
engaged.
up.
That's what I think.
That's the big one actually.
Yeah,
Good point.
Yep. So yeah, that's kind of my breakdown of their newcomers coming in. Of course, and again, we'll talk about this more. But this episode is about the players coming in. We'll have more coming up as we get closer to the season.
Yes.
And team breakdowns where we go deep dives into each team.
Yeah, the guys that are coming back, the coaching staff, everything.
The whole shebang.
Exactly. Absolutely. So, I'll give you my take now.
Yes.
Since you asked.
I was just gonna say that.
No, I'm just kidding. So, there wasn't a lot of personnel to replace, but a heck of a lot of talent to replace here. Yeah. That left in this past offseason. I'm not sure they really replaced what they lost as well.
Right.
But I think they brought in a great portal and freshman class for the low numbers of guys that they had to bring in.
Yeah, they're impactful. Agreed.
I do think that Graham Howard still can make an impact, even though it might be a developmental year for him. I think with a guy like him, he might pick it up a little bit quicker than most freshmen will because he's used to playing sort of that niche type of role.
Yeah.
and I think that might be
So if they
something
define his role kind of in
define his role quickly,
Yeah.
get him going in that, and then it'll just grow and grow each year.
Yeah, good way to look at it.
That's my expectation of
Yep.
it.
And we know Coach Pujol has got his head in the game. That a good communicator.
He's good at doing
should
that.
Drive that. Right?
Absolutely. And that's actually what I was gonna say is that I trust Tony Pujol throughout the whole thing. I do expect everyone to be a D1 player throughout the entire career. Not everyone to be an impact player maybe right away. Not everyone. That's my point. There will be some impact players right away. And I think he's made another roster that has already established next in line order going on here.
Okay.
That's why I don't think they went out and got. You lose 4 guys, you only have to bring in 4 guys, but also you got to think about the overall talent that you're losing with it. The main point that I brought up with my first sentence about this team's offseason. And I think he already has what he wants on his roster already.
Right.
And he's going to continue to just grow everyone.
So who of the 4 that, despite saying that, who do you think of the 4 is going to maybe have the best? Keter Bodie.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as well. I think he's, especially being a little bit older,
he's
got opportunity to have the ball in his hands a lot.
I think he's going to be the biggest impact immediately.
Yep.
Also, one thing I really like about this team, size.
Oh, yeah.
Only 3 players under 6'2".
Yeah.
And the rest are 6'4" or higher.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Length and size is a big thing.
Always is.
It's going to be another competitive team. I expect them to be towards the top of the conference, definitely in the upper half. I don't know if it's quite the echelon of team that we saw last year.
Right.
I think it can develop into that, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Take the 4 players that aren't with the team anymore. I mean, we've had a couple other teams like that. Lipscomb, for example, that's a lot to replace. Could have been done, of course, but that's just a big chunk of their
overall
points, minutes, etc.
Exactly.
They're out the
well,
door.
yeah, maybe not talent is the right word, but
No,
the guys that were getting the most minutes and have producing in those minutes.
Most experience and all that
stuff.
Right, exactly. Yep. Let's move on. Let's talk about West Georgia.
All right. Let's start with Michael Griffin. Longtime guy here in West Georgia. Jacksonville, Florida native. 6'4" guard. Whole career played there, as I was alluding to. It's saying he's been here a long time. 88 games played. Started 10 starts all from last season. He had a career high 9-point, 10 rebound performance in his junior season versus AMU, which is Auburn Montgomery. That's when West Georgia was still Division II.
Right.
They moved up to D1 this past season. And he also had a 3 block performance, not only against Austin Peay in the regular season, but against Power 5 team Georgia Tech.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Awesome.
Right at the early of the
nice.
season. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, yeah, so he's the only one that's aged out. You like that term, I know. So let's talk about a lot of guys transferring out of West Georgia. We'll start with Kyrick Davis, moving to North Carolina Central. He's from Americus, Georgia. Played his junior season at West Georgia, following 2 seasons at South Georgia State. Georgia seems to be a common theme here. But obviously moving to North Carolina for next season. 21 starts in 31 games played last season. He had 10 points per game, team high 27 block shots, and a massive 28-point effort over Stetson. I believe it was a loss, but still a great contest there. Good way to finish off his career at West Georgia. Good luck to him at North Carolina Central.
Mm-hmm.
Nickname of North Carolina Central?
Eagles. Eagles are easy. I know every single D1. Like, he can rattle all of them off, and I'll get every single one. Maybe we'll do that on episode 2. But we do have to get to Tamari Relford from West Georgia here, going to Morehead State. He played in 62 contests over the past 2 seasons with UWG. He averaged 6.5 points, 4.6 rebounds, and that was only in 16 minutes per game. 59 of his field goals went into the bucket. Great number there.
Yeah.
34 blocks, 37 steals from the past 2 seasons. And then he's going to head to, guess who Morehead State is?
Eagles.
Yeah. Also the Eagles.
I can name them all too.
No, you know that because they were in the NCAA tournament.
You fed me good there.
Recently. All right. Anyways, tell me who's going to Grambling State.
6'7" forward Ricky Ballard. Grambling State Eagles? No.
Not quite.
No, he spent 2 seasons at Division II Lynn University before playing for West Georgia last season, pulling down 6.4 points per game. Team best, 38% from the three-point land. He had 38 steals, 3 rebounds, and had a double-double at Austin P.
Nice. Good number.
Yep.
And we get Taurus Watson up next. So as a junior, he played 28 games with the Wolves, 6-point average, and he shot 46% from the floor, 31 from behind the arc, which was one of the better numbers for the team. 6 double-digit scoring games, including a season-high 16 against Bruton Parker, where he also had 6 assists during that game. So he wasn't only scoring, he was playmaking too.
Lit it up.
He did spend 2 years for Wofford, and he suited up for 1 game there. It's unknown what Taurus Watson's going to do next. He is in the transfer portal, though.
Right.
So unless he's done something that we haven't seen,
right.
He's currently undeclared where he's going next year.
Exactly, right. We'll move on to Demetrius Johnson II, Central Washington, which is a Division II school. Great Northwest Atlantic Conference is where he's headed. Last season, junior point guard averaged 4.3 points per game. Second on the team with 69 assists. And season highs, he had 13 points against North Alabama at home, and he also had 8 assists against North Alabama away.
On the road.
Yep, so off Demetrius goes to D2.
Yep. And then we got another guy heading to D2. That would be Sam Maynard going to Young Harris. He did redshirt last season as a freshman, but he's a 6'6" wing. Can play both the guard and forward position. His senior year, high school, he was all-region and an all-tournament team selection. That was at West Forsyth, which is also in Georgia. And he played club ball for Legacy during his time in high school as well.
Right. So, okay, now who's coming into West Georgia? We'll start with Jivar Daniel, 6'10" forward. We may know him from Austin P. The last 2 seasons, hopefully you know him. He played 35 games last year with the Govs. 2 points, 2 rebounds, 25 block shots. He had a 15.5 rebound game at Lipscomb his freshman season.
Yeah, and Jivar really came on at the end of last season, too.
Did, yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. So good inside role player, I think, for coming in this year.
I think he might have more than just a role.
Yeah.
I don't know. This team's I think it's going to be picky and choosy throughout the season. We'll get into that later, though.
Yes, exactly.
But we got to talk about Chaz Lulis, who's coming in. He's a 6'2" point guard. Spent last season with San Diego and played in 2 conference. Ended up 2 contests, ended up redshirting. He's a Detroit native. Averaged 25 points his junior year of high school. Then finished high schools at Brothers for Life Academy. That's in Seattle. So quite the. He's been all over the place here. All EBIC conference honors, averaging 20 points with a season high of 40 in high school.
Yeah, exactly. That was his last year, right? Mm-hmm. Good. There's some read up on Chaz Lulis. He's got a good backstory. You just mentioned the travel he did, even around Detroit. He had to travel to different high schools, really for family reasons, to make time work for him and his sister and his parents. So it was a good story.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to go read up on that.
Just tease it that way.
Yeah, we'll drop a link for that in the description.
Yep. Moving on, we're going to talk about Chad. Sorry about that.
We just talked about Chad.
We'll move on to Josh Smith. We're Josh Smith, right? Yep. Okay, just want to double check.
This was a trade.
That's right. And again, we talked about him prior. 6'4" combo guard, played last season at North Carolina Central. Yeah, exactly. 2 seasons there. 32 games played last season, 6 points. Actually, for the last 2 seasons, he averaged 6 points per game. He had a 21.5 assists, 3 steal game against Garner Webb. So he can definitely bring it. Multi-talented type of player, right? He could kind of do it in multiple fashions.
Well, he's a slasher too. Not. I don't mean slasher in like a typical cutter slasher. I mean slasher in the fact of with the ball in his hands. He dices on
correct. Yeah.
Everyone. Now moving on to another Smith, a second one here. So we're gonna have an M Smith and a J Smith on jerseys this season.
That's right.
Micah Smith coming over from Georgia Southern. He spent his freshman season there. We did already talk about him early in the season as well. He's 6'7" forward, moving closer to home. He grew up an hour away. He's a 2-time state champion at Sandy Creek and 3-time 3A Georgia Player of the Year for the same school.
Right. Yep. And last but not least on the transfers, Matija Zusic from UT Martin, 6'7" Serbian forward. He's a senior, played 1 year at UT Martin, following a JUCO season at Eastern Florida State. At UT Martin, 7.9 points, almost 8 points, 3 rebounds and shot threes at 37%. So here's a player that can step it out, right? Definitely can step out. I think he's going to have a big role this season. He had 13 double-digit scoring games, including a season-high 21 against Kentucky Christian. And he also was voted first-team all-conference at Eastern Florida.
And
they won their championship.
Yeah, and I covered him when he was at Eastern Florida. They were also part of the JUCO.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the JUCO showdown from that
I
season.
did not know that.
Yep.
Nice.
So that wraps up the guys that have transferred in. Let's move into our incoming freshman. Only one of them, Maddox Fowles. So he's a 6'8" forward from Western High School, and he also plays some center as well. Played for Florida Pro Hoops along with his time at Western High School. He's strong, relentless, vertical defender. He's a shot blocker. He can get boards. He's also got a good offensive mind for all of those defensive attributes that he has.
Right.
And he spent, senior season, 13.8 points, 10 boards, averaged a double-double.
Yeah. And 4 blocks.
And 4 blocks as well.
I mean, you know, high school film packages, you don't see that much defense. There was so much balance in the package of highlights you could find about Maddox. It's very exciting to see that. Mm-hmm. So to see how those assets will
reminds
transfer.
me of a UNF guy from last year.
A UNF guy.
Yeah.
Drawing a blank.
Josh Harris.
Oh yeah, Josh. Right.
Yeah, where's he playing now?
That's right. He's going to Purdue.
Indiana.
India. Why did I say Purdue for? It's that same state.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Not
Liam Murphy's going to Purdue, though.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
that's
he
right.
is.
That's right.
And so speaking of Liam Murphy, for my team breakdown, I think that Matija Zusic is going to have a very similar role to
that's a good call.
Liam Murphy this year that he had last year. Not in the same. Obviously, Zusic is, I think, more of a physical player than Murphy was.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think just as far as like the scoring output, maybe coming off the bench scoring for him. But I don't know. There's going to be some games where Zusic might start too. As I said, this lineup's going to be really plug and play. But him and Josh Smith are going to provide some really big scoring touch from beyond the arc because they really need that. They struggled at that last year.
That's right.
Don't think they got that answer at all this year.
Correct.
But I do think this bodes well for Dave Moore and his team this season. I fell in love with an archetype that he likes. A big forward, competes, gritty, does everything, good at mid-range shooting.
Right.
So it doesn't really shoot much threes. That remind you of anyone that played really well for West Georgia last year?
Maybe it's, what's his name?
SWD. Yeah, Shelton Williams-Dryden. Just an absolute fantastic season for him. So happy he's back in West Georgia. Lulis for me is a bit of a wild card. I just don't know where he's going to go after the redshirt freshman season. My hope is that he was at San Diego, took his time, learned everything that he could, and then is going to come here and say, okay, I'm going to prove myself and take off. And because I don't know what went on in that situation at all.
Right.
And with guys that are coming from that sort of situation, you don't know where their mindset's at mentally. As far as like just having to spend a whole season not playing any games.
True. Exactly.
After playing every single game and being the guy in high school.
I think he can be a true point guard here.
Yeah,
right? And
absolutely.
True distributor.
That's why I say he's a wild card. He can beat that,
Yep.
or he can be exactly what they need.
Yeah. That's the role I see him following into for sure.
Exactly. And also I didn't mention this. He's coming from the West Coast Conference too. Great upper echelon conference for as far as mid-major conferences go.
Yep.
Really, really, really,
Exactly.
really good. And he's well decorated in high school. Like ran cross country as well. So you know he's got some stamina.
He's got some stamina. Right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So my expectation for this team, unfortunately, is still a bottom half finish, but I think a much more competitive bottom half finish. Yeah.
Totally agree.
I think it's not down 12, 11, 10. It's
in the middle.
5, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Ooh.
like somewhere in there.
Right.
I think they could
Nice.
surprise some
They
people.
definitely could surprise, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. I think, my take was just in general, they focused on versatility and length. Two assets that they did not. It's exactly what you said, or close to what you said.
No,
maybe
it
a
was
different
cool.
way.
You're wording it differently, and you're explaining it in ways that are also deeper and better explained.
Yeah, they're going to be very much tougher to get inside against their defense. Length at the guard position, length and physicalness at the forward position, and then obviously, and again, Jabbar Daniel inside on top of that. So they're going to be tough that way. Again, Josh Smith, 6'4". He'll show that presence outside and be a tough matchup against good shooting, lengthy shooting guards and wings, which we know there's a lot of them in conference.
Yes.
So he's going to have a big role on the defensive end, in addition to
Well, that's a really cool thing
being a scorer.
we're seeing about the conference as a whole, is that it does seem to be going up in size, especially at your two guard spot.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool for
Yes.
like
Oh,
the
yeah.
overall just like play style of the conference.
Right.
Seeing
Right.
a new element developing here.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, right. And they filled that with some of the players they brought in for 100%. They were by the way, they're bottom 3 in conference in most defensive categories last year. West Georgia was. So again, I think they filled that. They've solved that. Understandably.
Well, and that's where I thought they were going to shine last year, was on the defensive end at the start of the season. If you go back and like those previews that you were referring to earlier that we're going to get to.
Yeah. That's right.
And after a 2-week hiatus here for your time in Germany.
Yep.
And where else? Austria
and Czech Republic.
Czech.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be
Tomorrow.
a good time. You have any more points you want to make about the team?
We talked about Zucic. I was going to bring him up, but I think we kind of covered him. I think he's got a good overall game, not just shooting. He's going to have to step out and hit threes. Who's going to hit the threes in general for this club? I don't know that they answered that offensively. It's really in the 3-point. They finished 11th last year in 3-point shooting percentage, and they were last in 3-point shots attempted and made. So they really, you got to have that in college
I think
basketball.
they're going to be last and attempted this year.
Yeah, that's an issue. So we'll see how that plays out, of course. Oh, I just said one of the phrases I'm not supposed to say. We'll see how it plays out.
The
No, I just think it's a
cliches.
void. Yeah. Hopefully somebody else can
I
step
probably say them all the time too.
The one thing with West Georgia, final point about them, is there's several redshirt freshmen that are in this year that were with the team last year. So maybe somebody one of those players can take over and hit that hole of a 3-point shooter, pure just 3-point shooter. They need somebody, or 1 or 2 or 3 maybe. Look at Eastern Kentucky, 7, 8, 9, however many they have. How do they fill that void and bring that element to the game to help ease up on Sheldon Williams, Dryden Williams type of play. So that's my take on them.
My guess is that Brady. Well, I mean, he kind of already is that 3-point shooter, but Brady Hardaway.
Yeah, I was going to say him as well.
Yeah. But yeah,
No pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Now that we both name dropped him. So that will wrap up this week's episode for Acker Basketball. As I just teased earlier, we're going to take a 2-week hiatus as he spends some time getting some much needed vacation. I guess much needed. I don't really know. You don't really do much around now that you're retired. But anyways, he's got way too many activities, guys. So that's going to do it. Hope you take care in the meantime, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see for future episodes. And as we get into the season here, which is coming up on...
Well, I think it's November 1st is the first games that I could find anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
November 1st?
November 1st. Season will be right. It's right around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.